following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Good morning, Missouri. This is Guy Newcomb, the Scoreboard guy, here on the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio and presented, as always, by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, the Bank of Billings, Doak Propane, and Burgess and Associates. Moving on here to our scoreboard from January the 10th. Last night in girls action, there were 111 games across the state of Missouri. We'll get to as many of them as we can. We'll start off at the Pleasant Hill tournament, where Belton defeats Summit Christian Academy 36-20. Over in the Oak Park tournament in Kansas City, Blue Springs over Raymore Peculiar 56-52. It was Blue Valley North over Blue Springs South 56-22. Brentwood defeats Maplewood Richmond Heights 54-38. Brunswick over Southwest Livingston County 55-5. It was Carthage 30 better than Joplin 63-33. Chillicothe over Penny 67-10. Cristo Rey defeats Guadalupe Center's Charter 54-17. Crystal City over Kingston 52-12. Drexel defeats Sherwood 55-42. Bunker over East Carter 66-65. Excelsior Springs over Ewing Marion Kaufman High School 54-52. Festus over Seckman 49-38. New Franklin defeats Glasgow 49-40. El Dorado Springs over Harrisonville 59-42. Walnut Grove defeats Hermitage 70-16. Higbee over Keatsville 90-13. Nevada 4 better than Lamar 44-40. Nevada 12-3 on the season. Raytown South over Lincoln College Prep 51-45. College Heights defeats Lockwood 55-18. Lutheran South over Rosati Kane 73-43. Stockton 5 better than Marionville 42-37. Was Meadville over Bavier 103-11. Meadville now 14-0 on the season. Monette defeats Spokane 58-48. Pleasant Hope over Niangua 64-48. Norwood defeats Bradleyville 58-27. Smithville over Oak Park 52-42 in the Oak Park tournament. In the Pleasant Hill tournament, Pleasant Hill defeats Odessa 64-42. Palmyra over Kirksville 47-41. William Chrisman defeats Ruskin 67-56. Northwest Hughesville over Sacred Heart with Otterville 56-44. Seneca over Cassville 40-29. Macaulay Catholic defeats Sheldon 37-18. Silex over Mark Twain 60-18. Skyline improves to 11-3 as they defeat Stoutland 57-31 in the Skyline tournament. Pilot Grove over Slater 67-42. Smith Cotton defeats Boonville 66-50. St. Elizabeth over Tuscumbia 74-20. Southern Boone over Blair Oaks 56-41. Ellington defeats Summersville 71-24. Twin Rivers over Greenville 53-30. Union gets a win in their own tournament over St. Francis Borgia 56-32. South Iron improves to 14-1 on the season in Class 1 and as they defeat Van Buren 75-42. And Wellington Napoleon over Sweet Springs 25-15. Stand by for boys. Scores after this.
I believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome back to High School Game Day here with the Scoreboard Show. I'm Guy Newcomb, the Scoreboard Guy, coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. There was 193 boys games on the schedule last night. We'll get to as many of them as we can, and we'll touch on some milestones that occurred this week in high school basketball, and maybe touch on some wrestling milestones as well as a little bit of on this day coming up here. First, the boys scoreboard brought to you by Liuna, Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State. Adrian over Archie 58-55. Ash Grove defeats Diamond 79-60. Ash Grove 11-3 on the season. In the Appleton City tournament, Montrose defeats Appleton City 48-37. In the Crane tournament, Aurora over Monette 64-56. Elsewhere, Raytown defeats Belton 67-63. Liberty North over Blue Springs 53-37. Blue Valley High School defeats Ruskin 53-50. Blue Valley North over Blue Springs South 54-38. Again, these are boys scores brought to you by the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Member FDIC. Maplewood over Brentwood 60-46. Golden City defeats Bernal 62-38. Harrisonville over Butler 60-56. Rolla defeats Camdenton in Ozark Conference action 65-50. Republic in the COC defeats Carl Junction 68-48. Joplin over Carthage 50-48. Central out of Kansas City defeats Ewan Marion Kaufman High School 74-52. MICDS over Central Park Hills 63-45. St. Joe Central over Savannah, 56-53. Charleston defeats New Madrid County Central, 77-52. Rich Hill over Chilhowie, 80-17. Troy Buchanan defeats Clopton, 63-27. Community R6 over Madison, 59-25. Cole Camp defeats Concordia, 65-42. It was Couch over Alton, 56-55. Kingston defeats Crystal City 54-40. Cuba over St. James 54-49. Scott City over Delta 57-46. Drexel defeats Sherwood 50-34. Bunker over East Carter 57-45. Eugene defeats Chamois 68-26. Truman over Excelsior Springs 76-34. Fair Grove over El Dorado Springs 73-56. Frontier School of Excellence 59-48 over Frontier STEM. Holt defeats Fort Zumwalt East 76-67. Grain Valley over Marshall 79-21, that in the Pleasant Hill Invitational. Smithton over Greenridge 57-51. Lockwood defeats Greenfield 60-23. Blair Oaks over Hallsville 60-54. Mansfield defeats Hartville 38-31. Mansfield now 14-0 on the season. Herculaneum over St. Louis Christian Senior High School 64-44. Herman over New Bloomfield 83-17. Herman 11-1 on the season. Hillcrest defeats West Plains 56-48. Hogan Prep over Winnetonka 77-72. Jackson defeats Lindbergh 55-52 in the Flyer tournament in St. Louis. Kearney in their tournament defeats Guadalupe Centers 86-17. Kelly over Orion 50-48. Kennett over Bernie 81-66. Higbee defeats Keatsville 75-28. Lafayette County over Knobnoster 96-73. Atlanta defeats La Plata 69-44. Bourbon over Lakeway 73-65. Lebanon defeats Eldon 84-58. Park Hill over Lee Summit 70-66. Liberty defeats Lee Summit North 64-44. Lee Summit West over Raypeck 56-45. Licking 12-4 on the season now. They defeat Mountain Grove 59-56. Lincoln over Lamont 61-30. Lincoln College Prep falls to Bishop Miege out of Shawnee Mission, Kansas 78-48. Iberia over Lynn 74-65. St. Paul Lutheran 62. Lone Jack 49. Lutheran Kansas City 66. Heartland out of Belton, Missouri 66-55. Seneth Hornersville 61-60 over Malden. Meadville 56-46 over Bevier. Westminster Christian over Mexico 67-53 in the Lindbergh Flyer tournament. Mid Buchanan in the Bill Burns Classic at Lathrop defeats Northland Christian High School 63-27. Missouri Military Academy over Columbia Independent 55-25. Hollister defeats Mount Vernon 65-33. Neelyville over Clearwater 93-69. Oak Park defeats North Kansas City 72-59. Northeast Cairo over Sturgeon 60-40. Summit Christian Academy 51-41 over Odessa. That also in the Pleasant Hill Boys Tournament. Oric defeats Carrollton 71-57. Steelville over Owensville 71-53. Nixa defeats Ozark 74-60. Staley undefeated on the season. They defeat Park Hill South 71-39. Richmond over Penny 74-32. Pierce City defeats Wheaton 56-41. Bell over Plato 45-37. St. Michael defeats Pleasant Hill 62-41 in the Pleasant Hill tournament. Portageville over Campbell 61-54. College Heights Christian over Purdy 52-44. Clarkton falls to Risco 68-48. East Prairie over Scott County Central 78-45. Cassville defeats Seneca in double overtime 70-68. Sheldon over Macaulay Catholic 43-40. Smithville defeats De La Salle Charter out of Kansas City 65-32. Grandview over Southeast 57-56. Stratford defeats Spokane 69-54. Ellington over Summersville 82-75. Thayer goes to 8-3 as they defeat Eminence 49-38. Valley over Meadow Heights 57-56. South Iron on the boys' side 15-1 as they defeat Van Buren 51-33. St. Joe Benton over Van Horn 61-51. Galena defeats Verona 79-77. Waynesville 7 better than Glendale 59-52. Neosho over Webb City 54-41. Wellington Napoleon defeats Sweet Spring 72-63. Westran 15-1 on the season as they defeat Scotland County 45-33. And Willard has won 5 in a row now as they defeat Branson 90-71. Tipton over Windsor 89-58. Congratulations to Thayer head coach Matt Pitts for picking up his 400th career victory last night's game as they defeated Eminence 49-38. Also, want to recognize Kyle Polk for becoming the all-time leading scorer in Bolivar Liberator boys basketball history. Went over 2,000 points last week. Also, congratulations to J.D. Tate at 19 points last night, including his 1,000th career point. Congratulations to J.D. Tate from Spokane. Also, Western, as they defeat Scotland County 74-24, 15-1, 2-0 in the conference. Kitchen Langdon scores his 1,500 points. Congratulations to Western Hornet. 1,500 points and 1,000 career rebounds for Langdon. Career milestone, we talked about J.D. Tate. There's a video of his 1,000 point up on Scoreboard Guy at Twitter. And Madison Ayers of South Iron has surpassed 1,650 points, 550 steals, and now 500 assists. So congratulations, Madison Ayers of South Iron. And also want to extend a congratulations to Jeremy Macklin on being named to the 2023 College Football Hall of Fame. And we'll be back after these messages and talk a little bit about this day in history.
The qualities in a truck that are most important are reliability, just really great function.
Having a truck is pretty much a necessity to getting to most of these locations. Oftentimes it's narrow, steep, loose, rough, rocky roads.
Having a truck is essential to every part of what we do, from picking up material for the home to delivering the home.
Always carrying something, pulling something.
It's something that we use every single day here.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
Not only is Country Financial our insurance, but they treated us like family.
Relationships are the single most important piece of the puzzle. We always ask this question: what is the right thing to do?
Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. I'm Guy Newcomb, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. We wrap up today's show. Certainly appreciate everyone tuning in. You can email me at MissouriSportsNetwork@gmail.com. If you've got a nominee for Athletes of the Week, shoot us an email. Or you can send a tweet at us at Scoreboard Guy or at Missouri_sports. On this day in history, in 1946, Burt Bell becomes the second NFL commissioner and decides to move the Chicago headquarters to Philadelphia. In 1953, J. Edgar Hoover declines a six-figure offer to become president of the International Boxing Club. In 1959, the ninth NFL Pro Bowl at LA Memorial Coliseum, Eastern Conference beats Western Conference 28-21. MVPs, Frank Gifford from the New York Giants and Doug Atkins from the Chicago Bears. And then in 1963, San Francisco Warriors center Wilt Chamberlain scored 67 points in a 134-129 defeat of the LA Lakers at Cow Palace. In 1966, the 16th NBA All-Star Game, Cincinnati Gardens, Cincinnati, Ohio. East beats the West, 137-94. MVP, Adrian Smith, Cincinnati Royals point guard. In 1967, San Diego is granted an NBA franchise called to be the Rockets. The franchise moves to Houston in 1971. And in 1970, Super Bowl IV, Tulane Stadium, New Orleans. Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Minnesota Vikings 23-7. The MVP in that game, Len Dawson, Kansas City quarterback. In 1973, on this date, the American League adopts the designated hitter rule, which is now common across baseball. In 1977, the Cubs trade outfielder Rick Monday to the Dodgers for Bill Buckner, who would eventually end up at first base for the Boston Red Sox. In 1983, Billy Martin is named the New York manager for the third time. In 1987, the AFC Championship, Cleveland Stadium, Denver Broncos defeat Cleveland 23-20 in overtime. And in 1987, that same season, the NFC Championship game, Giants Stadium, East Rutherford, New York, the Giants defeat the Washington Redskins 17-0 and was to that point the largest NFL crowd in history at 76,633. It's a little bit on this day in history. And in 1999, Marty Schottenheimer resigns as the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. Certainly appreciate you tuning in today. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. It's 10-9 on Wednesday, January the 11th. Good day. God bless.